Live streaming seems like such a daunting and unattainable experience for a lot of content creators, and just knowing where to start seems to be a problem. Thankfully, NearStream has made it easier for anybody to hop into content creation and going live through their platform or gear, that it's easy and it's attainable now. And I want to show you just how easy it is today. With the NearStream app, I want to show you just how quick I could go live in honestly a matter of minutes. Put a timer, set, and let's go. Okay, so I gotta turn on the device. Actually, you know what? To be fair, I should reset it, so it's never connected to a Wi-Fi. I mean, well, I'll leave it as is. So I just turned it on. I did previously set it up on my Wi-Fi, so it's fine. It's going to take a minute. Okay, it's found it. Do I need to set it up? Set it up. Do I have Wi-Fi? Yes. Let's connect to my Wi-Fi. The timer's still going. I'm still racing for this. Come on. Found it. My Wi-Fi. Password. Don't look at my password. Bro, stop looking at my password. Okay, we're almost there. Timers. I don't know what time it is. Editor Joe, tell me. Am I there? Okay, it's going to Wi-Fi. It's connecting. Come on. I'm going to put Twitch up here too, so you can see it. Okay, connect. Perfect. I'm going to connect. Done. Boom. I got video footage here. I'm going to go live. Just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and set up a brand new destination. Go to Twitch. I got it here. It's saved. Add destination. Sorry, too bad so sad. Click on it. Change it. I want 1080p. Yep. I want to mess with my settings. Go live. And then go live in 3, 2. I'm counting backwards on my finger. Oh, I'm live. There's an ad going. Look at that ad. Joe, how much left? Oh, check out. Hey, what's up? This is Joe with Matsu Excel, and today I am live, going live on Twitch. What's up? What's up, streamers? Yeah. There was such a delay there. That's how easy it is to go live for somebody on Twitch. But there's a caveat. If you're a hardcore Twitch streamer, it's maybe limited. But let's talk about it all. All right, first things first is we got to download the app. So go to your Google Play Store or your Apple App Store and download the NearStream mobile app. Once you do so, you're going to be asked to register an account. So by putting it in an email, you're going to get a code, then you're going to have to enter through that security code in order to get registered onto the app. Now, once you pass through that process, the first step is actually connecting the camera. So you're going to get an option here where it will search based off Bluetooth of your nearby cameras. Once you find that, you want to go ahead and click on connect or set up. Now, if this is your first time setting this up, you're going to be prompted to set it up over a Wi-Fi or a direct connection. In this case, I'm already connected to my Wi-Fi. But you have two different options you can connect with, right? You can connect through a joined Wi-Fi or a hotspot, or you can connect directly to the device and use that device's internet or hotspot, if you will. In this case, I'm going to go through Wi-Fi, but you could choose your own adventure here. So once I'm connected, I can click continue, and then from there, I should be able to access my camera. One of the first things you want to know is when you get into this app, you're going to have about 4 or so sections. You have the top, which controls your live and your main settings here. You have a preview window. You'll have your multiple, whether it's cameras or graphics or music choices here. And then on the bottom is kind of like a control of what space you're in. So like 3 or 4 total like sections, okay? I like to call it OBS Lite. Very OBS light. You want to change your overall settings. You click on the top gear here, and then from there you can actually change the type of transitions you're going between cameras or graphics. You can actually change your input quality. By default, it should be at the 1440 because that's the camera's default quality. You can talk about latency if you want low latency, and then you're going to get your auto director, anti-flicker. Auto director, from my experience, really just kind of transitions between the 2 or so cameras every 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how you set it up. So if maybe you're capturing an event and you want those cameras to rotate every couple of minutes, you could auto set that here and between what cameras. It's not really using AI to say, hey, go here or go here when something big is happening. It's more just if you want to auto rotate. Imagine like concert venues where you want to switch between maybe like a singer or like a drummer and stuff like that. Anti-flicker just helps if you have really shitty LED lighting. Other than that, that's pretty much the setting side. Preview window, you always see your preview here on the bottom here. So you have this different like areas, right? Like the different tabs. So this would be graphics, this would be audio, this would be cameras. So I could see the different tracks here if I had multiple cameras, right? That's an option. You can see the different cameras here. If I had multiple cameras, I could switch between those cameras by clicking on a different box. One of the cool things about in the graphics area, you could actually have what's called like a picture-in-picture area, multiple layouts. So if you have maybe multi-screen of like 4 or 5 cameras, you could set up a multi-screen here and be as your main presentation. In this case, I just have the one. So I'm going to go ahead and add a graphic. I want to add like a lower thirds. So if I click this plus sign, that plus sign gives you the ability to add anything from another camera, another graphic, picture-in-picture mode, or a multi-view or audio track. Now, if I click on graphics, I can pick whether I want a full screen overlay, a lower third, over the shoulder, or a corner bug, as you call it. I kind of think of it as like the news, right? I can have a little pop-up over here like this, and be like, this is what we're talking about today in the news. I could get a lower third over here, or I could do just a full screen display. The funny thing is, it depends on which one you click first. Like if I click on this one and then I click on this one, it's like ordering like first to last to first. Audio wise, so you do have, you can, actually kind of mix your different cameras or your tracks here. If you click on the plus and click on audio, it doesn't actually access like your music library on like your Spotify or anything like that. All it does is access built-in music tracks. Now, the one thing I did find to be a problem is that if I wanted to click, like, I can't preview any of these tracks. I can add them to a playlist, right? And click done, and it'll start playing as its own music track, but I can't control it. So there are preview it, unless I actually turn it on here. And then I can mix it so it's lower. So I could go like this and be like, hey, what's up? It's lower. Perfect. Too high still? Let me drop it down. And now I got some nice background music. But I can only mix it live and preview it live. I can't actually like hear a track. And if I don't like that audio track, I got to then go into music, the gear, and then I can either pause the music or skip it, and then it just removes it from this playlist. I'll talk about my recommendations later. Now let's talk about live and recording. So if you hit the record button, I want to talk about this first. You have two options where you can record to your phone or your mobile device, and then you can also record to an SD card that's built in. Now, that SD card is really redundant recording. And what I've found in my testing is that when you do record directly just to the SD card, typically by default, it's going to be a lower quality. You can have it the same like 1080p if you want across the board, but the audio is not synced correctly. It's actually, the audio is almost delayed in the recording, whereas if it was live through Wi-Fi, it's in sync. But the recording, I found, has never been in sync for me. So you're going to have to go back into your video editor and probably resync the audio if you're recording. But if you're recording to like directly to your device, you have no audio issues whatsoever. Other things to know about the app itself. So you can see the capacity of your device and SD card here, which is nice. You know, you can change the quality, but it doesn't really give you instructions. Like I can't go 1080p and it gives me an error. If I wanted to switch this audio recording right here, you can see it's limited. So it actually, you're either equal in your quality recordings on both the device and the SD card, or one's less quality. Now, I guess it's a safety channel per se. So if you don't care about that, then you're fine. You do get H.264 R.265. So you do get the option recording in H.264, H.265 if you want that high efficiency recording. I think it's a HEVC codec. The live is going to be the same, running about the same codecs. Now, when you click on live, it's actually going to give you a couple options. You go between YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or a custom RTMP. Now, the thing that I found, and I'm going to go live with Twitch right now. I'm going to log into my Twitch here on the app. So it's cool. I could do the whole login in here. I can add it as a destination. But here's the problem. Let me pull up Twitch over here. I'm going to show you what it's like to be on Twitch. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I'm live. There we go. There's some latency right there. So I am live on Twitch, right? And I'm going live through this app. But here's where the problem is. If I leave this app, the Twitch stream is going to stop. It's going to lock up and freeze. If I come back into it, I got to reconnect to the camera. Yeah, see, look, it stopped now. So now I got to reconnect to the camera, go back, and it disconnected me from my live. I am no longer live on stream. Okay, so it should connect again. There, it connected again. Let me go through here. So let's say I want to use multi-function. So like on an iPad, you can come in here. I could do Stage Manager. I could bring it down. Okay. Now let me go ahead and maybe I want to play some music at the same time. Let's play some Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Okay. So now I got Stream Beats going on. But I'm live, so I could do it this way. This is the only way on an iPad I can actually monitor my stream. By having to go through it this way. This is the only way I can monitor my stream, by using multi-view or multitasking. If I wasn't using multi-view, so like let me come back and tap off Stage Manager, I could go through it this way. Actually, I left the app. As soon as I left the app, it killed my stream. If you're using a mobile phone, then it works. You can't monitor your stream. So, as cool as this feature is, its native function, there's some issues, okay? But it's not impossible. You can work around it. So like with Stage Manager, you can work around it because everything's multitasking. So there is that possibility. You could kind of mess around with it that way, right? I gotta reboot this again. Reconnect it. Continue. Go back to live. Choose my Twitch again. And then go live. And then I got to be able to hopefully move this. If I go multitasking. Oh no, I can't. I have to bring this back up here. This way. Now it says I'm live again. That's the only way to multi-stream is with an iPad and Stage Manager. So if you are a person who wants to be able to multi-stream that way, or not multi-stream, if you're a person that wants to be able to monitor your stream, you're going to have to either use device A to manage your entire system and then monitor it through a second device. That's going to really be the only way to monitor it through this app, at least natively. I'm going to go to NearStream. Yes, and it's good. What other controls do you, other controls you really need, like you could click, so when you're in the camera setting here, and you click on this camera setting, you could go ahead and click on image adjustment. This is going to allow you to control like the zoom, autofocus, and stuff like that. So I can actually just do it here. It's going to manually zoom in on my fat neck. Why? You can control HDR if you don't want to use HDR here, so you can turn it off. You could also control auto white balance or auto exposure if you want that control. Now you don't get the same kind of controls like with a regular camera. You just get EV stops. And that's about it. Oh my God. Autofocus is pretty good, but once you turn it off, you go manual. You actually don't get an idea of what's in focus. So if I put like this person right here, this little Sora, autofocus, I'm pretty much guessing where that focus is going to be in hopes that it comes into focus at some point. Oh, no, I passed it. Yay. It's in focus. For someone who just wants to set up a camera and go live and not have to worry about all the, oh my God, the specific settings and stuff like that, for like a newer creator who just wants to set up a camera and hit start, it does make it simple because you just connect the camera, log into your credentials, and you go live, and you're live. And that's about it. But there are things that I do wish for in this app. I would love to see, one, the ability to monitor a stream. I think an app that has done this really well is called Camo Studio, where you could connect different cameras. In fact, I could connect this camera wired via USB to my iPad, and it'll be recognized through that app. And then from there, I can go ahead and live stream out of the app and monitor my stream, like chat, monitor viewers and stats. That's something that I can actually do. I would love to see that built into here. Let's talk about number 2. I would love to see the ability to import a custom overlay. So something like OBS can do, something like Camo Studio can do. You could actually take a web-based HTML overlay, so something from like Stream Elements, and pop it in as an overlay here. You could do an image, you could upload an image, right? But it's not necessarily like something that's live. So like this actually would be the perfect way to get around my first request about monitoring your stream, at least with chat, right? Because if I'm monitoring chat and stuff like this or here, if I could put a web-based overlay via HTML and as refreshing in the background, I could see chat pop up here. I could see new subs and new alerts on here. I could also, like let's say it's a live game or something like that, I could keep my score and do all that live through the web browser and just have this run like as my live station. So that would be my second request. Request number 3. I would love to see, for those who really want to get into it, the audio controls, being able to preview the audio tracks in the app. I do want to recognize like it's a small team that's developed this app, and it's really good for basics, but I would love to see a way to preview the audio tracks before I create a playlist. And then I would also love to have a saved playlist. So that would also be cool. Like if I could come into here and be like audio, music, if I could save a playlist. I don't care, I'm not using like Spotify or something like that. Like if these are all royalty free, I'm not going to get dinged or DMCA'd. Perfect, just perfect. But allow me to save that playlist just so I could add it. Like you gave me custom playlists, but maybe I just don't like a certain track. But I can't tell if I can like a certain track or not because I can't even preview it. See where my problem is? So give me the ability to preview it and then save my own custom playlist. Number 4, I'm gonna get real technical with this one. For being able to zoom in and autofocus, I've said it before, with zooming in, I would love the Elgato feature where I can actually zoom in, whether it's part optical with the lens and then part digital, right? And be able to shift just exactly what section is zoomed in and in focus. So like the Elgato Camera Hub software, you can actually create zones for zooming and then have a preset up where I can hit a button and it'll automatically zoom. So I can still use my one camera, but then I essentially have 4 different angles based on that zoom in that region. And that's where this camera shines. It has an optical image, optical 10x, but it's dead center. So if you're looking at one spot, it's going to zoom in only at that dead center spot. So that would be my number 4, fourth ask. Editor Joe, keep my track here. Cool. And then finally, I would love, speaking to that, the ability to have zebras for whether it's overexposure or underexposure areas, or even focus. Zebras for focus, so I know what's in focus or what's not. Many mirrorless and DSLR cameras already do this, so I would love for the camera to have the ability to do that as well. And that does seem like a firmware issue where it could be updated in a future firmware or a future app to give you that native ability. So I would definitely like to see that. I think that's my 5th one. And I'm going to wrap it there. I realized at the end of this video, I kind of got a little bit more like constructive, but hopefully, maybe it's just me. Maybe for you who've used this system, you've noticed this as well. It's available, it's there, it works for a basic creator. Hopefully I didn't scare you away, but you'll see as you become a more regular creator over time that a lot of the stuff you want in the app is just not fully there yet. But it's a promising start. So for someone who just wants to go live, the ability is there. But if you want to really customize the experience of your live, you're going to find yourself very limited, but then you're going to really kind of see where other options exist, like Camo Studio, like OBS, or perhaps maybe NearStream will create some of these changes that I've requested in future iterations of the app. I think that would be a real big win. Or be able to partner where you can connect the camera wirelessly and then natively work with another app. I think that is going to be the key for the future. Because this gets it done, but you're going to want more. Like I said, as you stream more, you're going to want to be able to do more and be more interactive or more creative. But like as a live streamer or like an IRL streamer or like sports and like church services and stuff like that, again, it's going to be easy to go live and manage. But for the creative, there's an elaborate creator set that are going to feel limited. But you could connect this to your computer via an NDI wirelessly, or you can connect it wired. And be honest with you, for me, I love connecting this camera wired, especially to my iPad, because it just becomes a different beast than what it is wirelessly, at least in its current form. But of course, I'm a wired streamer versus wireless streamers. But like I said, there's options are for both. Hopefully you found this video informational, just to kind of know as far as what the app can do and how it can get you live streaming really quickly. But it's going to be at a very limited start. Like it's new streamer friendly. But for experienced streamers, you're probably going to have to figure out another option. But that would be for the next video. I actually plan to do my last video of this series with how I've used this camera in all my streams and how I make it work for me. And I think you will all enjoy that a lot. So make sure you follow this channel if you want to see that video. If you have questions in the meantime, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Joe. This has been Matzo Excel. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.